no, 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 loud.
Alright, welcome to the part 2 of this Coke Advert tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be focusing mainly on the texturing and mainly on the lighting. The lighting is super important and can really affect your final render. We'll be using HDRI Lighting Studio, which is a plugin for Cinema 4D, and we'll be using that to create our HDRIs. You obviously do not need it. You can use your own area lights and your own HDRI environments, whatever you want, but HDRI Lighting Studio lets you create your own HDRIs in a very easy way, and that's why I'll be using it. So it's only like $20, so you don't really need to worry about it being that expensive. So I guess we'll just get started over here. I'll bring in our live view over here, and we'll start off with the lighting, because the lighting is super important. Maybe we should actually do the graphic first. We'll start off with the graphic of the bottle, and then we'll have something to actually light and something to see. So we'll start with the 2K texture over here. And I'll just bring in some assets that I have. I found these online, so if you Google Coke, you'll find these same assets online. We're here, bring these in, and we'll make this background black. We'll go with the black texture, and I'm just gonna go and solo this, and I'll just take this white line out of here, and I'll mask it, and then what we'll do is we'll just make this more of a rectangular shape. So we'll go and make this 8K width. And here we can go and make this Coke logo, something like that. This line here, we can go and scale it out. And then I also saw that there was like a circular sort of thing on one of the Coke advertisements. So I'm just going to imitate that here. And we can make it the same reddish color. And then we'll make this logo here, we'll make this logo here white, like so, and then we'll give it a message like have a Coke and smile, and we'll just go and change this to equestrial, 125, 100. I feel like the live view is still on. No, it's not. Why is it so slow? It's a good question. Cool. So this thing's being a bit slow. I'm not too sure why, but I'm sure we can deal with it. So I want to just close After Effects for now. I will just replace this. Give my PC a bit more room to breathe. And this graphic here, I think should be a bit bigger. There's a line, maybe pushed down. And then we can go ahead and create a new material, a new Octane material, sorry. We'll call this graphic, and then we'll just bring our graphic in here. Like so. We can go and bring in our live viewer again, and then just prop our graphic on there. Now, first let's actually just change this to cylindrical and right click, fit to object. Cool. Now our composition, I think we'll go with a Instagram one, and then I'll just adjust this for the thumbnail later, but for now I think I'll just go with an Instagram composition. So something like so. Here I can go 0.5, then we can go and just zoom in. Let's go with a square actually, like so, and let's just zoom in like so. I think we'll go with a tele lens instead of a portrait, something like that. Cool, so now we have a nice focus region to focus on. I'm just trying to think how I want to do this. Let's see. We can start off with the lighting, a bit of lighting, and then a bit of texturing. We'll just mix them together as we go along. So let's bring in HDRI Lighting Studio, and we can start off with our studio lighting. Like I said, you do not need this. You can use your own area lights and your own HDRIs and stuff to create your studio lighting. I just find this is a lot easier method, and it's a very cheap method to do as well. You don't have to pay a lot for the software. So we'll go here and create a rectangular light, and we'll just light them one by one. So I think we'll go with the 1000 power here, and let's just reload this. It's a bit strange. It does not seem to be connecting. Let me just try and reload this thing again. Oh, that's why. I'm an idiot. Make sure this is for Octane render, not for standard Cinema 4D. Let's try that again. Okay, so let me just delete this and create a new one. HDRI, Octane render, start. And then, cool. So here we'll go and create a rectangular light, like so. Like that. And we'll make this like 1000. And think what we'll do in our camera settings here, we'll just go and lock this camera. We will go and take this, we'll go 2.2. We'll go with linear. Don't think we want that, but we do want some post-processing so we can have a bit of glow. So maybe just ramp this up slightly. And then I guess that's fine for a rim light there. And then we'll just duplicate this as well. We'll just put another one down this side. And we'll maybe go and create a uber light for the center here. Make this like, maybe make this super wide, like 50. Maybe make it long as well. Something like that looks alright. So now we'll start off with our basic texturing of everything. We need to give this some life and some realism. But I think we'll just use a normal HDRI to see our textures, and then we can adjust it as we go along. We can adjust it when our lighting and stuff, when we do our lighting and stuff later. So just bring in a normal HDRI here, and I think I will go and change this back to a 1920 by 1080 just so we can see our lighting and our texturing and stuff, and then crop it back later. So we'll start off by adding some very, very slight scratches. We'll start off with the graphic over here, and here we will go and add an image texture and surface imperfections. Over here, scratches mixed. I'll change our projection to box, world space, UV transform, I'll go 0.1, the power I'll go 0.01. Maybe I'll even drop it even more, like 0.005, 0.002, 0.001. Let's go even further down this rabbit hole. Okay, now that's a bit too much. Or it might actually be perfect, to be honest. Cool. So let's copy that, and we'll paste that in our glass here. Take a look. Cool, so the glass, you might want to bump it up slightly to 0.1. And then here I'll go and create a mixed material. I will replace this, I'll create a diffuse material, I'll call it diffuse material dirt. And then here I'll put this dirt at the top. I'll put the graphic at the bottom, and here I can go and add in some fingerprints. Like so. Let's see, fingerprints. Like that, we can go projection, box, UV transform, 0.2, here we can go power, turn this up to 25, and we'll go 0.1 there actually. Now we can drop this now that we've seen our scale, and maybe we can drop it even more, like 0.2. We can also add in some dirt as well if we want by adding in an add node here. Add an image texture. Here we can just copy these across like so, and then here all we need to do is add in some dirt on top of that, so like so. Cool, so the dirt's too strong, we'll just drop this down to 0.1. Taking a look. Cool. So the fingerprints I think are still too strong. I think we'll go 0.1 on our fingerprints, and the dirt might still be too strong, so we'll go 0.05. Obviously, we'll do the adjustments and stuff when it comes to our actual, when we look at our final lighting and stuff, but for now, I think we'll just do the same with the glass quickly. So you can just copy paste this on our glass. We want the same effect there, so yeah, we'll do the adjustments, the final adjustments when it comes to our final lighting of everything. So I think we need some droplets on this bottle. I think what we'll do is we'll go and create a cloner, and we'll create a sphere inside that. We'll make this one, we'll go for hexahedron, we'll solo this, and let's go to our line view here. We'll change this to 12, and we'll just make it editable. Then we'll just get some variations of drops and stuff out of here, so duplicate that. We will go and select a point on this one. We'll go to our soft selection tool here. Let's go 1, just drag this up. There's one drop done. Maybe here on our soft selection tool, we'll drag it out more, like there, 2 or 3, something like that. Maybe we'll even go and scale this in. Yeah, that's another drop done. Let's take the first one that we had and let's edit this one. So here we'll go maybe something like so, and then we'll just scale the whole thing in. Maybe scale all this in, and I guess that's enough variation for now. Scale that in. Maybe I should just solo these things when editing them. So let's just solo that, boom, solo that, boom. Then I guess we'll want some more variations of this. So I might want to scale this one in, scale it up, maybe scale it out as well. Cool, so now we have some variations of everything. We can go and create a, let me just see, I think there's too many subdivisions in this bottle, so I'll just reduce this down to 2. We'll do the same on the liquid because we want the liquid to match. Then the bottle here, we'll just duplicate this. This will be our collider for where we want our liquids to sit on. So here we can go ring select like so, all the way up to there maybe. We'll go fill selection, we'll go select, invert, delete. So this will be our collider, the outside part of the bottle. So we'll just merge all that up. We'll call this collider. And I think we can go and group all these into one and call this bottle. The collider we don't want to see in the viewport or the renderer, so we'll just hide that. And inside our cloner here, we will change this to object and we'll put our collider as that. So now you can see our liquids are sitting on the bottle. Our up vector can be y plus. Our scaling, we can drop that down to 0.1. Like so. We can change this to render instances. We can increase the count to 2000. And we can add some variation by going into here. We can go push apart effector, scale apart, and maybe we'll go 1, 2, and maybe some slight rotation as well. So here we will go with, let me just make sure this is actually affecting it. Here we'll go 5. No, let's go 5 there. No. Let's go 10 here. Cool. And then we can increase this count to maybe 4,000. Cool. So now if we take another look, we want to go and create another liquid material, specular material. This will be our liquid. Fake shadows and just apply it on there. So now we can go and change this back to a square format, and we can bring in our live viewer and take a look at what our scene looks like again. Let's go and bring back our studio lighting in here. Let's just connect this back up like so. And we should be getting quite close to what we want. So there we go. So if I bring this in here like so, you can sort of see that we're getting closer to what we're looking for over here. Okay, so I'm trying to decide what I want to do in terms of lighting. There's multiple ways you can go about this. I sort of want, you see here, there's some like red refraction and stuff going on. I want to sort of bring that out quite a bit. I might want to reduce this one to like 500. I actually do have some references that I've already done this before and posted it on Instagram, so I might use that as a reference. I think what we'll do is we'll go in here, and here we'll go Coke. Oh, did not mean to press that one, so let's just remove that. I accidentally created one. And in here, we'll take a look at the actual final render that I had for mine. So here you can see we have a very strong spotlight, and we have a bit of a rim light there. That's pretty much all that we have. So I think I'll just copy that. So let's start off with this rim light here. This one's actually this one's a round one. So round light, like so, crank that up. And I think what we'll do is maybe just, let's clip this by going linear. And here we can just bring this up like so. Maybe make this width like 30. Maybe make the height 40. Like so. And then there's also a nice rim light. So maybe if I duplicate this and then just bring this around here and just make it very slight. Let's go 200. Maybe let's go 100 actually. And just trying to, pretty much just copying this right here. So maybe even 50, Jesus. Okay. So this one should be a bit less, shouldn't be as tall. Maybe it'll go 20. And then this also shouldn't be as high, so maybe I'll go with 20 here as well, and then just like try and angle this like so. So maybe that's too short, so we'll go with 20, something like that. Then I think what we'll do is maybe we'll go and increase the exposure on the camera settings here to 2. Let's take a look. Cool. And we can start to bring out our imperfections back in here. We can sort of adjust, you can adjust these back in. So we'll go 0.1 here. Here we'll go 0.3. And take some looks. And I think I'll bring these, bump up these scratches a bit more as well. Maybe 0.1 here, and then on our glass, maybe bump up those scratches as well, 0.2. And then here, we'll bump these up, maybe 0.1. I think the scratches in the bottle is too much, so maybe I'll just reduce that back down, 2.1. And then if I take a look here at a closer view, you can get a better idea of what everything looks like. Okay, so we're going to do some adjustments to the model of this bottle. I think I want these to be a bit harsher at the bottom here, so let's just remove our drops here. And this bottle shape here, I think we want these edges to be a bit harsher because it will really help the reflections, I feel. So we can just do some quick modeling adjustments here. Let's just make sure that this soft selection is off. And here we can just go and let's go and use some loop range and some quantizing. So I think what we want to do is add a loop here, reuse, and add it. Whoops. Add it here as well. If this thing could get the right angle, that would be sick. There we go. And let's take a look. Yeah, I think that would look a bit better. So let's do the same here. Yeah, so we're going to repeat the process all the way around this bottle, and I think that would look a lot better. Cool, so if we take a look, again, you can sort of see what we were going for. I might want to do the same here. Let me just reduce the steps to 3. Let's go for 2. Let's go for 1. Maybe I should just go with a 50% sort of cut here. Let's go 50%, reuse 50%, and then let's take a look. I think that actually looks a bit interesting, and that might make the renders look a bit better, but for now, we'll leave that. Let's take another look at this render here and see if that's helped in terms of our reflections and stuff. So now you can see that we're having a bit of some issues with our graphic because our bottle is now not matching up correctly with our graphic over here. So what we'll do is we'll just make this graphic slightly bigger, maybe 0.85. And we'll go and bring this live viewer back in. We'll bring in our HDR connection again. And then we will see what this looks like. So, boom. Cool. So it really hasn't really helped the reflections that much, but it depends on what you're looking for. You can obviously go and adjust those minor differences and stuff the way you want to, but yeah, it's going to be difficult to get the same effect. I obviously spent a lot more time on that one. These are way too strong, so I need to reduce the imperfections on this glass here. Let's go with 0.2, and then here we can go 0.75, 0.75. Cool. So I think that's pretty much it when it comes to the rendering part. We'll go into post inside of After Effects just now. I just want to make sure that my slight adjustments and tweaks are the way I want them to be. I feel like I want this light to be even stronger, to be honest. Let's go 1.5, really crank it up. And yeah. Oh, drops, I forgot about those. Just add those droplets back in. And yeah, it's going to be a bit difficult to replicate this. Like I said, I spent more time on this one, so I feel like I want this bottom edge here to be a bit harsher as well, not too rounded. So, but I don't want to affect this too much because then it will start having issues with the rest of the bottle. So I think if I add in a line here, like so, this edge should be a bit harsher. And I think that's it. We will go ahead and render this out into After Effects. What we'll do is we'll just create a mask for all of this, just so that we can mask it out in After Effects. Firstly, I need an actual HDRI, by the way. I forgot about that part. So I'm going to go and render out an HDRI. So I'm just quickly rendering out an HDRI for our renderer, and then we'll hop into After Effects in a second. So we'll call this Coke Render. Cool, the HDRI is now rendered. We can go and bring this HDRI in here, like so. And then we just need to make sure that this is rotated the right way, like so. So we'll create a visible HDRI, which will be black, like that. And then we can go inside here and create a mask. So we'll go and take, we'll take Z depth, even though we won't really need it. And we'll create a object layer color. And here we can go and give this a nice green color over here. So here we'll go green, like so. Cool, so inside here, and then it's on our drops as well. Now we can mask this out inside of After Effects. I'm gonna go render this out quickly, and then I'll see you inside of After Effects. Actually, a quick tip, and a mistake I've made before is my drops look too much like glass, and that's because they have depth in them. So I usually have to cut them in half so that they don't have depth and look more like liquid instead of glass. So this option, you can obviously, it's obviously personal preference if you want to do this or not, but I've just found it generally looks more like liquid if I cut these in half and they don't have depth. So that's what I'm going to do quickly, and then I'll just shoot out the render one more time and we'll be inside of After Effects. All right, our renders are done. We can go and bring it into a new composition, bring in our mask as well. Go here, extractor, and go object layer color for our mask. Go and pre-compose this, and here we can go and go key light, like so. And here we'll go create a new background, BG, and then we'll also create a particle layer. Do we want to do particles as a question? I guess we'll just start off by dragging an image. I'm not going to do any crazy depth of field effects. We're just going to blur this photo basically. I'm not going to try and make it too realistic. So here we need to change this to alpha inverted. And here we will go out of focus, like so. We'll go with 30. Let's go with 60. Let's also go and add in some of these, like so. And then we can go in here and go looks. We can go exposure. Let's go -2. And then here we'll save this project as Coke composition, just replace that. We will go and go in here, looks, like so. And then here what I'll do is just some minor contrasting and stuff like that. So I'll just bring this up, bring this like so. Might wanna, no, let's not do that. Add some diffusion. And I guess we could also maybe add slight flex in here. Let's just go and decrease the saturation. Something like so. Cool. And then here, for the background, we can go and make this more of a cooler color. Like so. We can go -3. 5. Something like that. Scale this out, maybe position it like so, and then here we can go and create a new solid. This will be our particle layer, particles. And you will bring in particular. Boom. Emitter settings, we'll go and increase this to 100. We'll go box, just drag these out, drag them out like that. Here we can go to 50%. Here we can go 1000. And maybe we'll add some slight motion blur as well. So here we'll go into our motion blur settings, turn this on. And then if we bring this back in here, you can sort of see the effect that we're going for. So maybe we'd go 2000, drag this in. Something like so. Size we can go 1.5. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let's increase this to 5000. And then let's just reduce the size to 2.5. I think I'll also bring in a flare, so we call this flare. Flare. Yeah, I can increase this to 500. I'll just place this up here, change it to add, and then just bring in a lens flare, like so. It all depends really what you want to do. There's multiple things we can do with this. I'm just trying to think now what I actually want to do with this, but yeah, it's all personal preference. I actually liked when this was more of a bluish vibe, and then maybe here I'll also go and make this a blue lens flare instead. Is there a better one we can choose? Like something like that maybe. It all depends really. But yeah, this is all creative choices when it comes down to this, but that's how I made a Coke Advert sort of thing. You can write some text, have a Coke and smile. But that's the overall concept of it, and then you can obviously go and adjust and create and add your own sort of mix to the whole thing. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I shall see you on my next tutorial. Have a good day and goodbye.